good.
Nearly lost some expensive equipment.
Yep. Yeah. $30,000 digital cameras and microphones nearly hit the floor.
Awesome.
We go.
I think we go.
Excellent.
Thank you very much for joining us. Sunday.
Craigies, how much have you drunk?
Sunday's a bit like a Friday for us in the industry.
Yep.
Sunday live, 5 p.m. James, how's the week been?
Wow. Yep. Really good. And look, here we are struggling with too much sunshine, and we're down into shirts. We've got people on the veranda having glasses of wine.
Yep.
About 18 degrees today. Last week, I think I spoke of a top of 7.
Yes.
So,
yeah, it's been beautiful.
The mercury's gone up. I got sunburnt watching rugby. Yeah, and huge week. We were going to pan around and show you what we've done in our little servery area, our little upstairs bar, but we might do some shots during the week. Did a big reno. Orange is booming. The kitchen people said you can do it Thursday or Friday or after Christmas.
Right.
I said I'd really prefer to do it Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday would be better, and that gives me Wednesday to catch up. But we gutted the upstairs kitchen area, and
I'll do a pan while you're talking.
Yep. Did some really good stuff. Some pressed tin, which I'm absolutely in love with. As you can see, they are hanging upside down wine glasses in pressed tin. And then we've got our wine glasses hanging from our suspended shelf. It has made it very noticeable to me that we need to give the coffee machine a little powder coating. So we'll give the coffee machine a powder coating, but we've got a new fridge that displays all the booze, and because we've got drink on premise license, we can support our very good friend Pete at Pioneer Brewing. We can have some Pioneer beers here, and we can display the Zinfandel sausage that Stefan made. It just makes it heaps easier, and we've got so much more space there for ourselves. And when we expanded the deck 2 years ago, it staggered me how much more walking we had to do, and we had a little fridge in the corner, and absolutely killed us. So now any staff member can get to that fridge, open and close. It's big, it's efficient, tickety boo.
Cool.
So, thirsty? Well, this week we're going to look at some aged wines. And you've probably done the same with cider, but in recent months you've probably been getting into them.
Yep.
I've been here 23 years, and like all good winemakers, we sit some stuff down each year. And in the early days we had 6 varieties, so we sat 4 cases of 6 varieties down. We did that for 18 years. And wow, suddenly you've got a stockpile. And the funny thing is, the oldest wine is at the bottom and at the back.
Of course.
So it's hard to get to. So a couple of years ago during Food Week, we did a vertical tasting of everything. And about 30 smart people came. And look, I thought it'd take an hour or two. 6 hours later, and we got taxis home for everybody. But sensational. So I've got a 2004.
We're not going to do a 6 hour tonight.
No. 2004 Gewürztraminer. I haven't tried it for years.
Okay.
And that's good. A little CO2 coming out. So, and the top popped on the, it had some suction. So
cool.
I can smell that from here. Fantastic lychee, and I can see tiny micro bubbles in there, which is CO2 being released. Wow, really swept lime cordial coming through there. These have been cellared in a very good cellar. I've got a big warehouse that's an old Apple Cool store. It's nice big thick walls. I got this out this afternoon.
I've got to say, I never would have thought to have a look at an aged Gewürz. I mean, not one that springs to mind, I've got to say. Yeah, Wow, fantastic. The aroma on there is...
Now, look, I'd have to go and get the cellar diary and work out what 2004 was, but 2005 was a big bad drought. So 2004, I'm waving to the people on the deck watching us on the phone. Hi, Louise. So really, really good. Wow, really nice lime cordial.
Lime cordial, Schweppes, as you say.
Yeah.
And still good acidity.
Yeah.
Still good, bright acidity. I'm dead impressed. I can't believe it.
Knocked him over with a feather.
I just wouldn't pick that variety to kind of age. So, but really interesting to try.
Typically our Gewürzes we've been doing as dry styles. You can get texture there, a little bit of residual, but good acid. And one simple trick we've been doing for years is bottling very cold with a bit of CO2. And that helps keep its freshness. And under a screw cap, amazing. And I was delighted to see tiny little bubbles there when I first opened it, and hearing the little suction pop there. Wow.
There's some kind of quite nice but light sort of aged characters. But I'm impressed. You are going to dispel, I think. There is kind of a common thread of sort of conversation that if you're going to age something, it's more likely going to be a red wine than a white wine. I think you're going to dispel that myth by the looks of it. So
2011 Riesling. Wow. And again, microbubbles. There must be a smarter word than microbubbles, but that'll do for today. That's starting to show a little bit of tastiness.
Oh yeah, but still nice, bright lime characters. That's pretty good. Tropical lime sort of characters. Yeah.
Ooh, wow. There is a tropical character there. Good acidity.
Citrusy. Yep, as well. Lime citrusy. So.
Mandarin. There's I can't pick it myself at the moment, but there's good. So
that was the 2011 Riesling.
Yep.
Now, absolute general sort of approach for Riesling as it ages. Does it go? Because I've heard it goes through a really kind of limey freshness, then it goes through a slight kind of hay type character. And then you get a kind of a I'm not going to say the word.
Some people talk about the kerosene, and I don't like the kerosene. An aged one, and Australia's been hilarious with aged Semillon in the Hunter, which was actually Riesling, or vice versa. And so it gets that lovely straw, honeydew character, aged Semillon, aged Riesling. Wow, really, really good. We've just got 2014, and it was a really good year, and I've lost track with, and not being arrogant, our Rieslings have won a lot of trophies. International Riesling Challenge, New South Wales Wine Awards, Orange Region Show. So I kept half a pallet of 14 back, and we've just got this into Cafe Sydney. Thank you, Simon. And Matt, who was sort of up here last week, but we've got 2014 Riesling into Cafe Sydney. So that'll be on their menu. They love Riesling, they get Riesling. Simon is a sensational sommelier. He loves regional Aussie wine. He teaches the staff, gets behind it, and hey, what a great spot to sit in. Over the Carl Expressway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Giddy up.
Yeah. So the Riesling we tried was 11.
11.
So that's got 9 years on it, and still drinking, quite fresh, and lovely citrusy acidity. So, pretty cool.
I'm going to open a 2003 Merlot. Who's coming around for dinner tonight? We've got quite a few open bottles. Now, how was your week? What did you get up to?
Look, we had a massive day yesterday. It was, it was unfortunate that we couldn't fit everybody in yesterday, so we did have to ask a few people to come back today. Today a little quieter on the Sunday, but yesterday was great. So. Now, let me ask a question.
Yep.
Why should you cellar some wines, and why not others? What's the difference?
Yeah. You need to sell a good wine. It's got to be a good wine to start with. And in this day and age, with screw caps and smart Aussie winemaking, cellaring will help. And with the Riesling, we've got quite high acidity to begin with.
Yeah.
But I'm also in business, so in 2014, we would have released that in 2014. And I've got to be smart and have it drinkable and nice and fresh, and but it will then benefit and change and develop with aging. So there's a balance. You've got to understand the wine and know that it was good to start with.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot with the maturer demographic and some people that are just getting into wine, and it's all about having the oldest bottle on the table. Now, don't get carried away with that.
Yes.
You are not the biggest person at the dinner party if you bring the oldest bottle.
And I guess that's what I was trying to get to, because lots of people, I think, have this perception that, I lay wine down and it gets better. But, with some producers, and I'll make a very generalisation, but, with the larger, more commercial producers, they're making wine to drink now, aren't they?
Yep.
It's about the convenience. You're on your way to the restaurant, you grab something at a convenience bottle shop, and it's all about drink now, and they kind of make them for that purpose. So to get the benefit from something that's going to be laid down and cellared properly, you really need to seek out your small producer and find those small producers that are actually making the wine to benefit from aging.
Yep.
Rather than just buying something and thinking, if I put this down for 10 years, it's going to be fantastic. And as you say, I'm going to plonk it on the dining table and look like a hero. That's not always going to be the case, is it?
Absolutely. And the big bottle shops are not going to have really anything that is worth laying down. The stock standard bottle shops definitely won't.
Yeah.
It's the boutique bottle shops that are worth chatting to.
And representing the smaller regional producers that are making wines to benefit from laying down.
One other thing, and before I got a vineyard and can't remember where I was working, I was probably in the wine industry, in the vineyard industry, but I really liked, and I'm going to go and get some, Jamieson's Run. In the good old days, 25 years ago, Jamieson's Run was boutique-ish, not completely. Now it's a big label. But what I do, and if you're really interested in aging wines, you really got to buy a minimum of 3. You have one in 12 months after you bought it.
Write a few notes.
Yep. If that's the recommendation, unless the recommendation is don't open it for 5 years. But have one in 12 months, have one in another 12 months, have one in another 12 months, and learn. And remember, you've only bought 3.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't sit one bottle down and hope, and then open it in 3 years' time and go, well, is it good, is it bad, is it better, is it worse? So, yeah, it's and we had the experience, we spoke about it when we went skiing. I think it was a 2011 from Barolo in Piemonte that I had picked myself over there. I'd met the owners, and it was a really good wine, and it's a really good vineyard, and it's a really good label. The cork had failed it.
Yeah, the cork had failed.
The cork had failed it. That's why the newer stuff is all under screw cap. And I spruiked this every day. Screw caps are engineered, and therefore it is engineered as perfectly as man can get. A cork is natural, so naturally it has faults. This cork's in really good condition. It's got our brand on it, Yippee-ki-yay, Cool Climate Wines with altitude. We spent a bit of money on corks back in the day. But let's see, 2003 Merlot.
2003, so
Yep.
we're talking 17 years.
Not bad, not bad. Now, 13.5%. Colour's pretty good. Very happy with that.
Yeah, not bad. The colour is good actually for
Wow.
wow.
Wow. If you're within 10 minutes of Cargo Road Winery, you better come here and get a glass, because that's sensational. And if we're in Bordeaux, if we're in Bordeaux, they would be charging €300 for one of these bottles.
Wow.
That is sensational. 17-year-old Merlot.
Still got lots of kind of plush fruit. You know, it's good fruit character in there after 17 years. I mean, that is amazing. There is you know, on the nose you get that kind of slightly
Leathery.
leathery,
Saddlery.
leathery, saddlery.
Yep.
Saddlery. Definitely on the nose, but you know that's kind of, you know, with the older wines, you're expecting that sort of character, aren't you?
And still good acid. And this is high altitude, cool climate, things ripen slower, with deeper, darker colours, and we keep good acid in the wine, which is really important. Now,
Wow.
so you don't think this is a setup and everything's perfect. I've got a nasty feeling, just because I can see the light on this Cabernet Merlot. It's lost a lot of colour.
Down
The shoulder is down. So we'll open it and see, because my gut feeling is this will get tipped out.
But that's that's quite a point. I don't know. It's quite a good point if you want to kind of, if you're buying old stuff and you do see that it, it should be up here, shouldn't it, James?
Ideally, yeah. I mean, that's a 2008 Zinfandel, and it's just under it's under screw cap, and the Merlot was good. I remember checking the Merlot.
Yeah. But the level is now down the shoulder, so you kind of
High level of risk.
High level of risk. The cork may have given way, and it
Feels a bit sticky on top.
Yeah, okay.
But
Let's have a look.
so we don't think everything's perfect, because this is the beauty of wine. Yeah, the top of the cork is wet and red. Now, there might be some people out there thinking, oh, well, you can use it for cooking. No. If it's not good, it's not good in your cooking.
It's a bit better using it in cooking, that's for sure.
Maybe better as weed killer. So, well, there's a seam up the side of the cork. Yeah, you can show that to the camera now. Oh dear. Yeah.
Is that coming through?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Up. Where am I there? Up. There's kind of a seam that way. That way. There's kind of a seam there where you can see that red wine has been leaking along the seam.
Now, this is really disappointing.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep. That is orange in colour. This would make one of those really good, funky, hipster sort of wines in the inner city. I'm not going to put this one in my mouth.
No. I don't think I will either, James.
So, what's it? It certainly smells off. That's easy.
Yeah.
And it's see-through and it's orange. Yeah. Wow.
And there are. That is uncommon.
Yeah.
But it does happen regardless of how good the winemaker is.
Yeah.
Because what's failed is the cork, not the winemaker.
Don't shoot the winemaker, and we don't want to shoot the cork producers, but they've shot themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone's going screw cap.
Yep. And that's an ideal example of why.
Yep.
Because that won't happen with screw cap.
It was a perfectly good wine when it was bottled. We sold out of it. We kept a little bit behind, that is not going in our mouths. We don't need to ruin our taste buds.
So look at something else.
Yeah. Okay. 2008 Zinfandel. Yeah. Zinfandel
Under screw cap.
under screw cap. So we changed in 2004 for red wines, and we changed in 2002 for white wines. I would have changed earlier, but you, the public, were demanding cork and were too unsure of screw cap, and go to France or go to Italy and strike up the conversation with the grape grower and winemaker and say, why don't you use screw cap? And they go, no, 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 no. They are still very much believers of cork, and only the very smart young winemakers in Europe using screw cap.
Yeah. Look, that's tradition and France and tradition. But, certainly, I was in the wine game back in 2000, 2002, 2003, and definitely it was on to move to screw cap in Australia, at least, for sure. And I'm glad most of us have, because you've always, as we said earlier, you always run the risk as a winemaker, because your wine can be great, but the cork can fail.
Yep. And look, I tell the story back when I was a boy, which wasn't that long ago. We used to get fizzy drinks with a crown seal, and inside the crown seal was a cork inlay. Right? Inside my father's VB Stubbies was a cork inlay. Now that's gone, and there's a very good reason that's gone, because it fails. And the big bottling companies, Lion Nathan, Coca-Cola Amatil, they do not accept failure. So they have got the good, and I've been told it's a little bit of aluminium with a silicon sort of a seal on it. It works. And so that's what we use. So what's this, 2008, so 12-year-old Zinfandel.
Holy moly.
And when I started here and I did a lot of reading, and Zinfandel doesn't age. Well, 12 years old, that's giddy up, yee-haw.
Wow, James, the length on that is incredible. I put that glass down, I don't know, 45 seconds, 60 seconds ago, and I am still tasting it. The length is incredible. It's big, kind of plummy
slice on the tongue. Yeah.
And,
that's alive.
Wow.
You better come to dinner. You have too many good wines here, so really thrilling. And what we've done down in the cellar door, we've got riddling racks with a selection of old wines in them. We've had there for years, and people come in and they pick up today's wine, which might be a 2017 Riesling, and they say, oh, how will that age? And I say, oh yeah, look really well. And I talk them through it, and I say, look over there in the rack, there's a whole lot. And they go and look at the rack and leave. You can help some of them some of the time. But it's worth doing. And I do look for wines like the Cab Merlot, and I don't want them in there because I don't want you having a failure like that. And I'll open them on a day and we'll try them, and if they're good, and we'll share it and enjoy it. But if they've gone to the dogs, out they go.
Out they go. Yeah.
So, look, that's a little insight to how wines age and what we've done here over the years. And it's worth, when you come to Orange, come out to the cellar door. Look, we've had them on the website. It's too hard to keep up with. The best thing to do is come to the cellar door and have a Fossick in our little display rack and see how you go.
Yeah, and have a chat to yourself or one of your staff about what to choose. And it kind of makes sense if you're buying Riesling then to have a crack at buying a few of the older ones and sit down and kind of have a bit of an evening session having a look at the different vintages. It's very educational and really, I find it quite enjoyable. So. It's a good thing to do.
Swing out to Cafe Sydney, have dinner there, looking out over the harbour, and ask Simon for a bottle of Riesling.
Cargo Road.
Cargo Road Riesling.
Cargo
2014.
2014 Riesling.
So,
yeah, excellent.
that's good.
And I'm sure, James, if if somebody gives you a call
Yeah.
and just wants to inquire about what is in the back vintage rack, I'm sure you'd be more than.
I can talk them through it and things.
Yeah.
It's worth doing. So we've got Father's Day coming up.
Yep, Father's Day coming up.
We've got a couple more packs to sell. Sausage, cider, Zinfandel. Won't be the 2008 Zinfandel. It'll be 15, so still 5 years old. And the Cat's Pyjamas.
Yep. Which is 15 as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so both of those were 15, the Zinfandel and the Cats with the very special Saucisson, Cargo Road, Zinfandel Saucisson. So get on board and grab those for Dad, because that's coming up next weekend.
Next Sunday. So it'll be quick. I think really get orders in Monday, Tuesday, or drop out. You can try Wednesday if you're in Sydney, but do it Wednesday morning and cross your fingers.
Yep.
But Monday, Tuesday is dead easy. Wednesday's on the cusp, but if you're local, you can duck out and see it. And then, come out and enjoy. Look, this happens every year in Orange. The sun comes out and everyone goes, isn't it lovely? And we have got to remember that last Sunday, Mount Canobolas was white. Right? It says, climate change, it's happening. But we'll get a lovely period of warm weather and it'll get cold again. We've had snow in October, so...
Yeah, true. But days looking great out here at the moment, so come out and book ahead. Book ahead.
Bookings in advance, online, really simple. Your website?
My website, through to the events page, book online please. I hate disappointing people, but if you get a book ahead, and that makes everything simple for all of us. And James, we're going to crack on and muse over the rest of these for the rest of the evening, are we?
I think so.
Excellent.
And come out and check out our new space. Not one to do things in halves, so we're renovating the little room upstairs, making a delightful little weekend escape or midweek escape.
Cool.
Shower, toilet, bed, heating, insulation, little veranda. It is going to be a spunky location.
And that looks out over the sunset.
Over the vineyard.
Vineyard and sunset. Yeah, cool.
And got a fantastic local builder that's his kids are at school at Nashdale. Really good, and we're thinking and working together, having a hoot, and I'm excited. It's going to be good. And so, look, it's probably going to be booked out for a while with myself. But shortly we'll get it online, hopefully 5 weeks away. And giddy up.
All right. So next week I might bring along a Cat's Pyjamas that has not been disgorged yet. So it was the 2017 vintage. If you remember last week, we went through the disgorging process. It's not been disgorged yet, so it might be. I haven't tasted it for about 12 months.
Yeah,
so let's have a look at that.
Good.
All right.
Here's to the warm weather.
Here's the warm weather.
Keep your distance, everybody. Don't get too crowded on Bondi Beach.
That's good night from me, James.
It's a good night from me, James.
Cheers. Have a good week.